the guys. And if it wasn't for Jazz, Nokio, and Woody, I wouldn't be the artist I am today. And our intimate fans, or the core Drew Hill fan, know that Sisqo is not Drew Hill. So it's kind of like a new message, to the rest of the world that hey, there is more than one member of Drew Hill, and that the blonde kid isn't Drew.
Don't ever doubt you'll be a someone. Always go for what you want. Get up and put your purpose on. Get up, feel the sunshine on your face. Believe that you deserve it all. Put in the work and you will end up far. This is my show and tell. So tell me, are you ready to get it on? So tell me, yeah. So tell me, are you ready? So tell me, are you ready for me? So tell me, are you ready? Tell me, are you ready? What's up, y'all? It's Lawrence Hicks Wilson. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome back. If it's not, I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and album collector, music collector, memorabilia collector, whatever you want to call it. I love posters, magazines, all those kind of things. And today, we're going to talk about Sisqo's debut solo album. Let's get into it. I know that this is so exciting. I'm a big music fanatic. I love music on all different formats, vinyl, cassette. I actually need to buy a new boombox. As y'all could probably notice by now, the buttons was falling off and all kind of stuff. And I messed around and broke one of the wire pieces off, like the little ending piece that goes in the back to make the speaker work. And yeah, however, I digress. I'm gonna get a new boombox. I'm just gonna keep buying all those kind of things because I really want like an entertainment set. I want my own. I'm gonna get my own cassette deck player and then my own CD player and then my own vinyl record player and all that kind of stuff. But right now I'm gonna work with what I have. Even my external drive that I have, it ended up breaking through the last transition that I had. So I have to buy another one of those, but it's okay. It's okay. Help Lawrence get a new boombox. But yes, Sisqo's debut album. Sisqo is one of the 4 members of the supergroup Drew Hill. Very popular in the mid-90s for their hits like How Deep Is Your Love and In My Bed. And the last time we heard from Drew Hill at this point was their hit You Are Everything from their album Enter the Drew. And afterwards, I don't think that I wasn't even of age to even keep tabs on what was actually going on in live action with Drew Hill, but with doing my homework, and to me, it just seems like his solo departure was kind of unexpected. And they just had the big success with Wild Wild West. Now, I remember my mom being into Drew Hill and into Sisqo. She had a Sisqo poster. She had the Wild Wild West soundtrack or the single, because I know that song was on repeat. Man, I just remember being like a baby and absorbing all of that music and all of that. I just can't really explain it. Just goodness and good energy. And I also remember my librarian at the time, Miss Matthews, bought this album when it came out because I remember the title track, Unleash the Dragon, track 1 coming in. Now, this album was released in November of 1999, so this was like a 99, the end of 99, 2000 hit, and hence the platinum hair. Sisqo went platinum coming from his blonde that everyone was more familiar. He came from his blonde and went to platinum to symbolize, the new millennium and probably just, changing it up, advancement, going to a new look, elevation and all those things. And I love that it matched the theme of the album as well. These are the things that I always pay attention to and include when I'm studying great artists, to, also being on myself to become great. You know, like he studied Michael Jackson, and he said one of his interviews, if you're not studying to even try to be, you know, it's great, you know, why even do it? And, you know, I definitely understand that, you know, not saying that, you know, nobody's touching Michael Jackson, but like, you know, you see how great that is, you know. And Sisqo, to me, he's a full-on entertainer, as well as Dru Hill. They're all extremely great vocalists. Now, Sisqo, he's gonna give it to you: the dancing, the singing, the fashion, the energy, the prowess. Coming in on track 1, Unleash the Dragon. He has a few singles. You know, he has Got to Get It, Incomplete, and the infamous Thong song. We have a hint of what Dru Hill had coming ahead with the Dru World Order, and a couple of things that, some goodies. But let's get into it. First of all, the packaging is slamming. If y'all can't see behind me, this is the website at the time of the release of this album, going along with the red, with him wearing red. I just love it. I just love stuff like that, and I just can't wait to share myself like that with you guys. And I just hope y'all enjoy it. But we're getting it together. This kind of stuff truly inspires me. So track 1, you got Unleash the Dragon with Benny Siegel. Benny Siegel, the icon. You guys must know him and Google him if you don't. And a lot of these songs are written by Mark, and that is Sisqo's real name, Mark Andrews. And he has different collaborators on here, like, you know, Al West, Marquise Collins, and Dwight Grant, and a lot of big heavy hitters, Warren Campbell, some good ones, and some great singers on here with him as well. I really like how his album sounds like it's maybe like an action movie about to start, and that's what it made me feel like. It was very serious and very hype and like dark but edgy at the same time, but not too dark, but like kind of like you had to take this serious. Like this, it sounded like an anthem. It sounded like he was very serious, in which you really have to take him at the time. That's what I really love about the song. And I just remember my math teacher playing it and me going, oh, okay, this is what the rest of Sisqo sounds like, because at the time the Thong song was just, you know, so big. But yeah, that's what I remember about that song and love about that song. And I love how it's a beat that you can easily play at the clubs or just put a dance together to. A lot of people that's into dancing or that had or are in dance groups will understand that, like, because that's why they buy some of these albums. Like, oh, I bought the album just to see what the beats were going to be like, so I can, you know, vibe out to it and see what I could come up with. And this is definitely one of those albums. So coming in at track 2, you got to Get It. And I believe this was one of the first singles and video releases off of this album. The UK definitely loved this single and this video. And doing my homework on it, I saw an interview on it. I don't remember much about it, but it is, again, just like Unleash the Dragon, one of those songs that gets you up and out of your seat. One of those dance songs where you want to just, like I said, if you're a dancer, you probably would make up a bomb choreography to it, as he did, and had his own dope like solo performance. Got to Get It features Make It Hot, and Make It Hot appears on Dragon Records, who had a distribution deal with Island Records, and Dragon Records is Sisqo's label, and I believe it's still up and running at the time. That's pretty cool, Sisqo, to have his own label and things like that handle, business like that handle, especially if you're writing your own songs. God, that's real right there. Look at the album packaging though. Look at the pictures, the rock star moment, right? Like, as soon as you blossom and step out on your own, this is the result. I love it. Coming in at track 3, I believe this one is one of my favorites off the album because of how well it stuck out to me and how it shocked me and shook me and pulled me right out of my zone and into the vortex of this song, is Luv Enough featuring Love Her. And Love Her is a group that was also signed by Sisqo's label Dragon Records, right? Dragon Records, which is a leg of distributed by Island Records. And I'll say the group is amazing vocally, and whoever that lead vocalist is, her vocals are amazing. And I'll tell you this, I've never heard a vocalist comparable to a Mary J. Blige. Now hear me out. Let me explain. I'm saying that because of course there's always this back and forth with Mary J. Blige or Aretha Franklin, or Mary J. Blige with the girls of the day, or the girls of her time, but you never really like, you know, Mary Faith, all those kind of things. But I've never really, like, as far as like fashion, of course you've seen female artists emulate that fashion that Mary has, or emulate her with a style of beat. A couple of female artists, or probably a few more that I haven't even discovered yet, but a couple that I've heard, you can tell by the way that they dress them and the way the beat sounded. It's like Mary-esque. But I haven't heard anyone vocally that emulates that rawness, that soul. You know what I mean? But listening to Love Her and listening to the lead vocalist, I believe her name is Chinky or Cheeky. I don't know how to say her name, but it was because of cheeky brown eyes, her beautiful features with her beautiful eyes. And she has a gorgeous voice. I thought it was Mary J. Blige when I heard her start singing. It reminded me of like Mary from the '99 era, that I Can Say era, you know. Her voice was like raw and raspier. Great album, beautiful and regal moment in time for Mary. But that's what that voice reminded me of, and I was like, I've never heard anybody sing like that. Too bad we didn't hear too much more of her or anything like that, but she would have been signed to Sisqo's, you know, label. This is all that's probably left of Sisqo's website. I tried to click enter, and yeah. It did not work out like I thought it was going to, but that works, and that is enough, you know. So y'all get the idea. But yes, Love Her probably could have been a female Dru Hill. That's how powerful and great their vocal prowess is. All lead vocals produced and arranged by Sisqo, the golden child for the Ish Entertainment. Is Love Enough contains an imploration of Cry For You by Jodeci? Yes, it does, because right in that interlude, because you also have Got To Get It, which is that one of those first singles. You have Is Love Enough. You definitely have that. Impromptu by like you kind of like suddenly hear it in the song. Track 4, you have Tonight, an interlude, and this is, I like how even though this is a solo album by Sisqo, he still include the boys and his brothers and all his bandmates from Dru Hill, because this is produced by Nokio, the interlude, and I love that. Also, the next song after that is How Can I Love You Tonight, coming because it's an interlude inspired, you know, by the song is inspired by that interlude. It sounds like it samples something, but I'm trying to look and see if it's in here, but it doesn't say that it does. But it does sound like it, you know, the song definitely gave you like Jodeci vibes, and to me, every time I hear Dru Hill and Sisqo sing, that's who they emulate or sound like as if they were studying them. As well as you can tell that Sisqo definitely studied Jodeci along with probably some other male artists, as he mentioned Michael Jackson. I did see that interview, so you can definitely tell in his performance. I love the song How Can I Love You Tonight, because it's about how you can, you know, just one of those situations where you know, a person is in a relationship with somebody else, and if you could just have them for one time because you know there's a chemistry between the two of you, nothing weird, like maybe you had an encounter with this other person and hit it off with them, and maybe you guys had great conversation and great chemistry and all innocent, and you know, maybe you all just entertained the thought like, you know, we really kind of click, or what have you, but you know, I respect your boundaries because you have someone in your life. But that's what that song is basically touching on, and some other things. How Can I Love You Tonight? You know, Sisqo's definitely gonna break it down to ya. Break it down tell ya, look at that. Love the yellow. Love the album rollout and the packaging, the platinum, the yellow, the chain, and yeah, love it. Love the energy and the attitude. It's always like, no shade, but it's always like the short stature dudes, they be like high energy and like as far as like, you know, R&B and you know what I mean? Like, you got to give it to him. Don't sleep on my brothers. Don't sleep on my brothers. He can move fast. He can dance. He can sing. I really enjoy Sisqo's showmanship. I do. And I'm going to continue to study it as well as different male performers in his caliber that I feel like are slept on, like Genuine. That could have very much so went toe to toe with Usher. Like if there was a tour in '98 with all of them, that would have been pretty sick. You know, like Tyrese, Genuine, Usher, Drew Hill, definitely Drew Hill, you know, Genuine, Usher, like that would have been pretty sick. Yeah. But How Can I Love You? Incredible track. Speaking of incredible, track 6, you have Your Love Is Incredible. Like I said, you know Sisqo is going to break it down to you. Y'all know what he's talking about and what he means. Girl, I peeped you on the corner, so I rolled up. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. See, that's why I love the little album booklets and the album liners, because you can still read the lyrics. You know, you can still Google them and all that kind of stuff and wait for the page load or all that. And all those things. But, you know, I love reading along. Like, that's how I knew what How Can I Love You Tonight is really about, by reading the lyrics, you know. You know, the lyrics clearly say, when I know that you have somebody else, it's emphasizing what's going on in those situations. And just by the start of this song, you can kind of know what it's going to be about by listening to it and following along with it. That's what I love about these lyrics books. But yes, again, written by Mark Andrews, who's Sisqo for Golden Child Inc. You know what I'm saying? So next you have, that was track 6, right? Track 6, Your Love Is Incredible. Track 7, So Sensual. I'm scared to say it because I don't want, yeah, y'all see the title of that. Track 7, So Sensual. We're just gonna say that. Track 7, which is produced by Babyface and Nathan N.B. Walton, as well as Sisqo. Great track, amazing track. It definitely captures Sisqo's personality, in my opinion. Here we go. Look, now y'all can't tell me that a genuine Sisqo and Usher tour wouldn't have been lit. That would have been lit. That would have been lit. Opening act, Destiny's Child or Jagged Edge. Speed of Jagged Edge, I'm gonna do some Jagged Edge videos for y'all. I got some singles and some albums by them. Yeah. Any Jagged Edge fans out there? I love boy bands. You know, Drew Hill definitely is one of my favorites, especially vocally and performance-wise. So after So Sensual, you could probably, I really don't want to get too explicit here, but you know what the song is about. A lot of these songs are like it's a lot of passion and love and all those things, if you get my drift, and it's quite lovely. But you know, So Sensual. After that, you have the Thong song, which is the most infamous song off of this album. And if I guess I can say that, I guess I can say some of the lyrics from this song. I can't eat, I can't sleep, you know that it's unnatural. What you do to me is so duo. You know, and that's the hook. Come over here. Never thought that love could be so addicting. The feeling hurts so bad. It makes my body weak. I can taste you even. Should I be saying all of this? When you're not with me. We're going to end right there. All right, but these lyrics are very passionate. You know what I mean? Like the longing and the passion and the love. You know, it's all great. It's all great. But you know, the Thong song, what I remember about the Thong song, I remember how big the video is, the choreography, the black and white lights lighting up the neon colors, the contacts, the violin, the way that Sisqo was rap singing in the beat. Like, we all needed that at this time, coming off of the sonic sounds of what Destiny's Child was working with, and all of the peers that were just popping. Like the production just matched all of that, you know, and it was just a perfect mix to be in the pop and R&B mix, along with your Britney Spears and Sings and Christinas, and you know, your Monica's, your Brandy's. Yeah, of course, you know, Brandy's there in the mix. You know, there's a lot going on in 98, 99. And Drew Hill had just had a humongous album in 98. Coming in 99, you have Sisqo with the Thong song. I mean, it just seems like the new millennium coming in, it was just a showdown, hoedown. But the Thong song, that's what I remember. And there's cameos of Drew Hill in that video. If you didn't know, now you know. But the Thong song written by, you know, Sisqo and his producers. And I did not know he was sued because of the Living La Vida Loca line, which was a song by Ricky Martin. And that is just so crazy how you have to be very swift and careful on what production or what you use or what writing you come up with, and make sure that you can get it cleared if you need to get it cleared and all those things. And it's really just a process, especially if you're putting out a project and not just dropping a song. But whew, I tell you, boy, I tell you. But I'm glad that got all cleared up. I wish that he didn't have to lose out on anything, but it's just such an iconic song, which became the bread and butter to this era. I mean, look at this, look at this, look at this great body of work. Awesome picture. Love this picture of him. Love that picture of him. I'm sure he had many endorsements. Any Sisqo fans out there know what endorsements came along with this album. I remember him being in movies right after this, like Snow Dogs, and on TV shows like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which was probably the following year. Well, 2 years after, in 2001. Yeah, Sisqo was doing his thing. Love you, man. Love you, Sisqo. And you can tell that he grew up in church singing. You absolutely can tell. So, Incomplete. You have another #1 hit, because Thong Song was #1. The album peaked at #2, but Incomplete and Thong Song both peaked at #1. Thong Song went #1, Incomplete went #1, and that was very historical for this album at this time. Incomplete, I think of it as the Lisa Ray song, because I can never listen to it without visually imagining Lisa Ray. Anybody else out there? It was a gorgeous video for the both of them, and it just showed versatility in Sisqo's performance, that he can also give you a heartfelt ballad here and also flip it and give you high energy when he needs to. Very versatile. And I love that about Sisqo a lot. But Incomplete, I love how he vocally arranged himself and, you know, emoted the way that he did. This song was also written by Montel Jordan, the Montel Jordan. Mr. Get It On Tonight, if you will. Come on now. We love Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. For everybody that needs a quick hit. So many hits he has, so many songs he's written. Another song he's written that Daryl probably didn't know, Deborah Cox, How Did You Get Here? Yes, his pen game is lethal, okay? Montel Jordan, another male artist I freaking love and admire and wish to be like and enjoy. Thank you. Thank you, Montel Jordan. Thank you. We do not include you enough. For some reason, it's weird. And include all of you. And it's probably because some of your albums are missing off of streaming platforms. There's a whole album from 1998 missing from streaming platforms. I don't know if it's on there now, but the last time I checked, it's not. And I didn't even know it existed until I bought a magazine and saw the album ad for it. And I was like, wow, all right. Another reason why we got to keep buying physical copies. But it's just nothing like having it, period. Nothing like having a physical copy with the pictures, reading the lyrics, listening and following along while looking at the website. But yes, Incomplete by Sisqo, amazing, right? So track 10, you have Addicted. And I love that he writes all his songs. And I love that, you know, he stayed true to himself. He loves singing about love and very passionately. And his vocals remind me of, again, Jodeci, the main singer, Casey, and Aaron Hall. You can tell that he probably, you know, studied the greats that was around him in his church, and probably some of the contemporaries that was probably very popular at the time of his youth and coming up in Drew Hill before they made it. You know, you can just, you know, tell he probably did his homework, more than likely. And it, you know, does it great. Does it great. And in that song, you can, again, witness the vocal magic of Sisqo. You know, really. Great vocalist to me. After that, you have track 11, Drew World Order, which is an interlude and is dedicated to Drew Hill. Again, I love that he included his brothers, he included his band members, he included Drew Hill, the bread and butter to what started him, and for us to get familiar with him when he was blonde. I just love that, again, each group member had a role, and listening to this special interlude with them taking us down memory lane through all the songs that we remember them for, from starting to this point, 99, 2000. It was just like, it felt like a Marvel movie was starting. You know how the Marvel movies start and all the characters and the Avengers are coming together from over time. It just, as it's echoing in the background, it's just beautiful, and I'm glad that he included them, and it just made you want to go back and listen to all their albums plus this. And then it was hinting at you know, the forthcoming Drew World Order album, which actually came out in 2002. But it's like, okay, what else I got coming? You know, I really liked that he included them. And one thing I'm gonna tell you, going to this next track, because it's by Drew Hill, performed by Drew Hill, Enchantment Passing Through Time. One thing that Drew Hill is really good at is covering songs and finding how to make it their own, which is something my mother always instilled in me. Make it your own. Find your voice, make it your own. And they always do. Once I get into these Drew Hill albums and I start doing the retrospectives on those, I'm going to break it down to you, because there's a cover song on each of them, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely that last album. And there's also just ballads where they show their versatility. For them to cover this song, which was originally a song from a Broadway, Ida. The song was written by Tim Rice and arranged by Elton John. I believe Elton John probably performed a little bit of it, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely whoever was in that play. So maybe someone in Drew Hill decided. I saw the play, I love the song, and I think our group should do the song because we can pull it off. And they absolutely did. Drew Hill, I think this is what people miss about Drew Hill. They're not just some hip hoppers hopping around, hopping up and down real, you know, there's so much more to them, and I wish that they really had, you know, I'm not saying that they didn't, because they definitely blew up, especially like, you know, after that, like around this time, they were like at their biggest, you know. It's crazy that they, you know, members started going solo so early, you know, because they were still, you know, the whole Wild Wild West thing, you know, How Deep Is Your Love, you know, it just like, if they got on the soundtrack, it blew up. They have a soul food song, song on the soul food soundtrack, Never Make a Promise, right? They were on Moesha, like, so many things that they did and so many things that they were doing. And they were showing you that they were just not just some one-dimensional boy band. You know, they really could have had some type of international, something so much more than, you know, what they got. But they got some stuff, you know what I'm saying? They got some heavy hitters. But Enchantment Passing Through Time is a great example of that. Now, the last song coming off of here is another Drew Hill song, because he dedicated the last 3 songs to Drew Hill: the interlude, the cover song, and the You Are Everything remix. Now, the last time we heard from Drew Hill was You Are Everything. It was their last single from their 98 album, Enter the Drew. So, You Are Everything remix featuring Ja Rule is the last track on this album. And I just love how they work together vocally. Like, you can tell where everybody's strong suit is. Everybody has a strong suit vocally, everybody has a strong suit technically. Jazz writes, Jazz produces, and, you know, Woody sings, Woody produces, Woody writes, you know, everybody has their role in a group, and that's what I love about groups. This should have been a Drew Hill video. I know, I don't know, I love group videos. You know, y'all check out my other group videos, as y'all will see on my channel. But yes, I would definitely have to give this album a 10. Look, they're promoting all the other artists coming up. Case, Def Jam presents Case, Montel Jordan, Kelly Price, Candace Love, Playa, Drew Hill, Drew World Order. That's so cool. Who remembers all of these things? Why does it look like he's about to come out with his own clothing line? Look, I think he probably did have his own clothing line. So many things he could have done. I would have had my own hairspray. I would have had my own hair dye. I would have had my own toys, chains, all that stuff. So many things. But he did have a lot of that stuff too. But yes, Sisqo's first album, Unleash the Dragon, right? Say yeah, right? But look, I gotta get out of here. I'll see y'all in the next video. Let me know what y'all want to see next, what artists y'all want me to do next. I have a few artists in mind. I have Alicia Keys on my mind, Jill Scott. Who else is on my mind right now? Y'all let me know in the comments who y'all want me to do, but there's some people on my mind that I want to do. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Let me know how you like this video. Let me know what's your favorite song off of Drew Hill's, off of Sisqo's first album, Unleash the Dragon.